the biggest value we can provide is simply getting them to their permit in the most logical and efficient way possible. So
so full circle, we've meandered to European architect and all whatever, but like the full circle of it is civil engineering, stormwater specifically, but engineering in general is a necessary requirement to get permits to build something. Bottom line. So if you're a consumer, you're like, why do I care about engineering? Ultimately, that's the first and foremost reason that you care about it. Secondarily, like there's repercussions if it's not engineered well, right? Like you do have flooding issues, you do have erosion issues, landslide issues. Like there's a lot of things literally and figuratively downstream when the engineering process isn't done well. But back to the original, you want it for your permit using somebody who's local, using somebody who works with your permitting offices, works with the reviewers on a regular basis, knows the lingo, knows what they're looking for and how to present something to reduce the number of times you get pushed back. Because sometimes people don't think about that, right? Like you can get there eventually if you're using someone who doesn't work well with that district, but how many revisions does it take? And how much time do you lose? Because every time they send you something back to say, this isn't right, fix this. And then the engineering has to go back, re-engineer something or reword something, prepare a new document, resend it, wait for it to be re-looked at. Like you can waste a lot of time just in that back and forth. And then the cost may not be any, like someone's like, oh, I found it cheaper online. Cause that's what we find in every business, right? In insurance, we battle with that as well. Like, oh, I found it cheaper online. It's like, at the end of the day, was it really cheaper?
Yes.
Right.
I'm so glad you touched on that. That's in the business perspective of what we do and how we differentiate ourselves in the marketplace. We've really latched onto that because there is a cost in how much back and forth that happens. And you may get quoted, which is common in, I think, any professional industry where people are billing hours. You may get a really great quote out of the gate. And that's your starting point. And then by the time, there's change orders and there's the cost of billing additional hours for revisions for unknown things, the actual cost can be dramatically higher.
Right.
One way we've found to really focus on providing value is in certain areas that we know in and out. And we do so many, I think Sudden Valley would be a great example. Sudden Valley, it's in the Lake Whatcom watershed. We do a lot of projects there, very specific guidelines that need to be hit. We offer a flat fee proposal, which states that we are so confident in what it's going to take to get this thing to approval. We're quoting you one price out of the gate. And even if there's unforeseen things in it, there's additional comments that the reviewers want to see. They want to see this added. There's a new thing that they're asking for. No additional charge.
Yeah.
We'll get it in, revise it, kick it back out, and be focused on getting you approval as quick as possible for one flat fee. Works wonders to be able to, count on that in your budget.
That's huge. That's something that in the construction world, it's hard to find.
Yes.
Anything that's like a flat fee, because there's always things that can come up, right? And I get that. But to the point, right? If you do it so many times, this is not the first time you've done a plan for somebody in Sudden Valley, in the Lake Whatcom watershed. So you guys know what that takes. You know what it's going to be. So there's not going to be the surprises. So that flat fee might seem, if I'm somebody and I'm like, oh, I've been shopping around and I went online, I got a quote from xyzengineeringfirm.com and they can provide me this as well. And they're saying that they're going to do it for me for, 10% less than your flat fee proposal. But if theirs is not a flat fee proposal, the reality is it's going to cost you more in the end of the day, because there is going to be back and forth, because they haven't worked with the city of Bellingham and they haven't worked in the Lake Whatcom watershed 1,000 times already. And so there's going to be stuff that they miss, and there's going to be time loss, which is going to delay your project. And there's a cost of delayed projects, and there's going to be more added fees at the end of the day. So you're not going to save that money. You're going to spend more money than approaching somebody who's done it 1,000 times.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better. You're exactly correct.